Hey guys, it's Tech Reviewer J-Locks here with a thing I want to call a weekly wrap-up, or Jay's weekly wrap-up. It's a little mini show I'm going to be doing every week or every other week, depending on if anybody comments on it and tells me otherwise. And I'm pretty much going to just talk about new mobile things like cell phones or headphones or any new news that comes out that involves mobile technology because I'm a mobile kind of person. I like laptops, cell phones, all that kind of stuff. So I pretty much want to be able to talk about things that interest me on YouTube for other people to see, and maybe I'll learn something, maybe a step you already know. But I'm gonna get started by talking about the Galaxy S3 because there was a rumor for it yesterday. An invite for a press release unveiling the Galaxy S3 was leaked out, and apparently the press release is going to be on May 22nd in London, which we pretty much already knew, but the invitation had a little picture of a phone on the side, and it was extremely slim. You could pretty much just get a good idea of the profile of the phone. It didn't have any front pictures of the screen. It was pretty much like the back of a phone, like you just saw that, and that was it. So that gave us a good insight on how thin the phone should be, if that's even a legit source. Um, the phone also was rumored to have a 4.65-inch Super AMOLED Plus HD display with 1280 by 720 pixels. It's supposed to be the first OLED HD screen to not have a pentile technology. It also has the quad-core, it's also rumored to have quad-core 1.5 gigahertz Exynos processor, which if that's the case, then that'll probably be the fastest phone ever. No lag or anything like that. 1 gig of RAM, 8 megapixel camera, 1.3 megapixel front-facing camera, and it's supposed to have a ceramic back case, which I don't really know how that would work out, but we'll see at the press release on May 22nd if that happens. Next thing I want to talk about is HTC, not just the One X in general, but HTC releasing their One line. I'm not even going to argue with it. The One X and the One S are easily the best two phones out right now. The One S is equivalent to the original Galaxy S2, which it's probably going to be better than the original Galaxy S2 because it'll be faster and the screen resolution is nicer and all that stuff. So, excuse me, that's just the middle. That's just the middle phone. So the 1B is like the entry level. It's not even that good. It's 5 megapixel camera, I think, and it's pretty much the entry level. The 1S is like the middle of the line. It has the same specs pretty much as the Sensation XE, but in a better package, and it moves faster because the processor is more up to date, and the Sense version 4 is better, and so is Ice Cream Sandwich. So that's like mid level, and the One X is, well, the one overseas version of the One X is flagship, the best phone HTC's ever came out with. 1.5 gigahertz Tegra 3 quad core processor. Um, it's easily the best phone out right now, without a doubt. But I don't quite agree with HTC pushing out that phone so quick on February 27th because in May, the Galaxy S3 is probably going to be so much better than this HTC One X that it's going to be the same as what happened last year and the year before. HTC comes out with the Sensation in late April, maybe early May, and then the Galaxy S2 comes out in mid-May, and Sensation didn't stand a chance. So then HTC frantically hurry up and pushed out the Evo 3D, didn't stand a chance. The Sensation XE didn't stand a chance. The Vivid didn't. Vivid came out later, but Vivid didn't stand a chance. HTC Evo Design 4G wasn't even designed to take on a Galaxy S2, but it still didn't even stand a little bit of a chance to the Galaxy S2. The Galaxy S2 pretty much blew every phone out the water when it came out, which is pretty much what I predict to happen this year in May whenever Samsung releases it. It should be the best phone out. Period. I don't think any other phone is going to be able to top the Galaxies until maybe HTC finally comes around with something, or one of these smaller companies comes from up under the midst, like ZTE or LG or even Huawei might come out with a spectacular phone that has Samsung beaten with a better screen and all that stuff. But for right now, I don't want to be a Samsung fanboy or anything, but it's just they're winning right now, and I don't think a Super AMOLED plus HD screen should have any problem being better than a Super LCD2 screen on the One X. So with that being said, I think HTC should, you know, not calm down, because you got to come out with new phones every year or else you're gonna lose. But they should try to wait till Samsung comes out with a phone before they try to come out with one, because Samsung's probably just gonna try to top them every time and make sure they're the best ones around. Next thing I want to talk about is the Evo 4G LTE Force Sprint, which just not released but announced yesterday on April 4th. It's supposed to pretty much be the equivalent of the HTC One X that's coming to AT&T with a 4.7-inch Super LCD2 screen, 1.5 gigahertz dual core, 8 megapixel camera with Sense 4 special image capturing technology, 1.3 megapixel front facing camera, 2000 milliamp battery, 4G LTE, and 16 gigabytes of onboard storage. The thing that makes this phone stand out from a normal One X is it's not as round and curvaceous as the One X. It has a more square look, like a Evo 4G, the original one, because it is the immediate successor to the Evo 4G. And the camera has red around, like it has red accents, and they also brought the kickstand back, but instead of being at the bottom, it's like right here on the phone. Like there's a black gloss right here, and there's a red band separating it from this aluminum look down here, and you pull it out, and it's spring loaded now, so you can have it from you can have it sitting from right here or right here, either way. So you can now charge your phone while the kickstand's up, which was a big problem with the original Evo 4G. The phone's going to be $19.99 on a 2-year contract. Pre-orders begin on May 7th, and I would definitely be picking one up. The last thing I wanted to talk about, which kind of fits in with why I'm going to be getting an Evo 4G LTE most likely, is last gen phones. When people think of last gen things, you think, okay, so the original Xbox is last gen, or the PS2 is last gen, and the Xbox 360 came out in 2005, and let me think, 7 years ago, I was in, okay, so I think the Xbox came out in 2005. I got mine in 2006 when I was in 5th grade. So, yeah. So it came out in 2005, and then the PS3 came out in '07. So these consoles have been around for a long time, and they're still current. But with cell phones, last gen is just last year. Phones like the Photon 4G and the Galaxy S2 Epic 4G Touch and the Galaxy Nexus and the Evo 3D are, if not already obsolete, going to be obsolete pretty soon, and they just came out. So when I say next gen, I am talking about the Resounds and the Razors and the Bionics and things like that, because although they're new to us now, things are coming, and it's always going to be like that. But like now more than ever, things are coming. So for example, if somebody went out and got a HTC Resound in January when it came out, they were probably pretty upset when they heard the One X was coming out in a few months, like 1 month after they got their new phone. Or somebody who would buy a Droid Razr would probably be upset to find out that the Droid Fighter is coming pretty soon, which is just a Droid Razr with a bigger screen. So, like, I would wait. Like, what I did is my contract ended on April 1st, so I had to wait anyways. And I was going to get the Epic 4G Touch, but then they just announced the Evo 4G LTE, and I was like, wow. Right when I was going to order the phone, a new one came out. So now I have to wait till May 7th to go ahead and get the Evo 4G because I want to get the best thing on Sprint at the time. And if the Evo 4G LTE, the Galaxy Nexus, and the Galaxy S2 Epic 4G Touch all cost $199 on a 2-year contract, it would only make sense to get an HTC Evo 4G LTE. Uh, so that's pretty much all I had to talk about this week. I wanted to wrap it up by saying that I would not recommend buying a new phone right now because you're probably going to, I wouldn't say regret it, but wish you would have waited a little longer whenever new things are announced. Like, you know, when I do get the HTC Evo 4G LTE, I'm gonna put a review about it on the channel, obviously. But like a week later, they're probably gonna be announcing the Galaxy S3, and it's gonna just trump my new phone that I just got that I'm just so happy about, and then I'm gonna have dreams of getting the Galaxy S3, and it's just a cycle that these companies throw at you to make a never-ending cycle if you want something new. So I don't want to get into all the hype, but it's kind of hard not to because, like, I look at the Galaxy S2 Super AMOLED Plus screen, and I look at the One X or the Evo 4G LTE screen, and I see, wow, I never knew anything could possibly beat Super AMOLED Plus. And that Super LCD 2 just had Super AMOLED Plus beat, but I'm really waiting to see how this Super AMOLED Plus HD is gonna look because it'll probably beat out the Super LCD. So it's never going to end, and that's just how it has to be. So right now probably wouldn't be the best time to buy a phone, but then again, when is it the best time to buy a phone? It's Tech Reviewer J-Locks. Leave your comments in the box below. Like the video, subscribe to my channel. I might do this every week. I might do this every 2 weeks. It depends on if you guys like it or not. So, Tech Reviewer J-Lock signing out.